Hey, it's Corinna. We're here today at Crater Lake National Park. This is the Mazama Campground, and you actually start off in the parking lot because that little kiosk is where you check in, and they give you a color, and then you go find your site by color. Talk about that more later. There's the village store, which has ice cream and things like that. And then on the far side, which you can almost see, is a little kind of restaurant cafe. And then you go drive straight ahead, and there's I think 5 or 6 loops. Here's the map they give you when you check in. This over here was that check-in area I was showing you. There's all these different loops. When you check in, they give you a color. Now, since we reserved a 12 by 12 tent, our color was blue. So what you do is when you show up, which noon is the earliest you can check in, you can drive around all of these spots and find any post that is blue. And then you put your little ticket on the post, and then it's yours. Over here in G is tents only. And since we were in a tent, we wanted to avoid the big rigs and RVs and things like that. So we headed straight for G. And I will show you some of the sites. I will say that my favorites are 9, 10, and the one we are in over here, I think we are in 20, which is just huge. You can see, look at all that space we have back. So I'll show you that in a minute. The ones on the inside in general, some are nice, but most are pretty crowded. Here is the start of loop G, the all tent loop. If you look over to the left, there's the one and only set of bathrooms on this loop. And they're nice, I think 3 stalls each, at least in the women's, and flush toilets, which is lovely. You'll see these first sites right on the left are next to the bathroom and pretty tiny. But if you go on the right, a lot more space. Got the tent way in back, pull-through site. So in general, these first sites on the right are fairly nice. I especially like, I think, G9 and 10. And also in general, if you can, avoid some of these sites, which, like I said, are really right on top of each other. So we've walked all the way up now to sites 10 and 11. So you can see on the left, a nice site on the inner loop, water throughout, trash cans and bear boxes, and on the right, here's G10. So you kind of get, in general, a lot of extra space on the back side, on the outer loop. Here's a couple on the inner loop, G15 and 16. When I was reading reviews, people talked about how the sites are on top of each other, and I think this is really what they're talking about. So these two are 2 separate sites, but really no privacy. Finally coming up to our site, which is G20. I think it's one of the best. It's got, I think it's actually the best. It's got a ton of room on the right, no neighbors. There's a trash can here and here. Water just down the road. Huge, 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 huge site. Lots of space in the back. All the spots have fire pits. Our table's kind of falling apart. There's our bear box and our tent. The boys are hanging out in there right now. And then all the space on the back where you could, I don't know, put more stuff if you needed to, or set up your tent all the way in the back. And then at the very back of the site is a trail for, I think, any creek or any waterfalls. And then look at this amazing view. So I don't know if you can see it, but pretty steep cliff at the back of the site. And a beautiful view despite the haze. So this is tent site 22 at Mazama Campground at Crater Lake National Park.